Hello, Sydney, and welcome back to Tabletop Dynasties. Today we're going to be having a very special look at the Sydney Role-Playing Gamers Association convention called ICON.
This is our 25th con over 14 years.
We played a Monster Hearts game that was great fun, and it had something in it that I kind of like, which is the Groundhog Day loop, so I quite enjoyed that one.
That's super cool. How many times did you die?
I didn't die, but I ate a lot of pancakes.
Most of the games, I'd say about 50 to 70% of the games that run at role-playing conventions, in Sydney in particular, are one-shot games. Now, there are also Adventurers League, Die With Honor, a whole lot of other games that are more ongoing environments, but...
I haven't gone to any of those. I've just been enjoying sampling all the different kind of role-playing games I haven't played
me too.
before. Especially like the ones that people are trying. Like I had this really great experience with this one called Grey Cells.
The game's called Grey Cells, named after Hercule Poirot, that kind of thing. And it focuses on detective fiction and solving mysteries, crime fiction, that kind of thing.
But I had just a great time. One of my favorite mystery game experiences I've had.
Can you name some of the favorite games you played so far this con?
Yeah, absolutely. That's The Spirit, Ace Colhoun. That was great. Just played in that now. And there was By Demons Driven from Relics. Steve D ran that. I, of course, am biased, though. Claws of the Crab People was a great one. They came from beneath the sea. I believe that's a game that was just kickstarted recently.
Yeah, cool.
Ken Finlayson ran that one, and very, very good if you like 50s B movies.
So I had my son come down with me on the first day of the con, so we played some Adventurers League stuff, and it was really cool. I had a couple of cool groups that just helped him, because he's new to the con scene, so they really helped him with some suggestions on how he could do things in a scene.
So
and
by coming to a convention, even new players can get a good understanding of how to broaden their scope and interact with the game better, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to tell us a little bit about your game, Steve?
Yeah, so Relics is a new role-playing game where players take the role of fallen angels. They've left heaven, come to earth to try to interact with humanity as best they can, but they have limited amount of power. And God's just closed the gates, sealing them on earth forever.
And so there is now a supernatural arms race on between angels and demons to capture as many relics as possible, because the fate of the world could be at stake.
So we use tarot cards instead of dice, which changes the feel a little bit and gives you a much more interesting kind of range of possibilities and potentials. We also have a unique mechanic where, because the angels have been on Earth for hundreds or thousands of years, we don't have a set skill list at the start of the game. Instead we use a flashback mechanic. Whenever you would need a skill in a session, you can ask another player for a memory, and they describe another time that they met you hundreds or thousands of years ago and you were displaying that skill.
Relics is on Kickstarter at the moment. We are about 90% funded as we speak, so if we get over the line and keep going, then there's some awesome stretch goals in store.
I think it's fantastic. I think things like Stranger Things have actually brought back a lot of people. I think Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, it was like a whole new revamp of the game, and I think that also helped as well. So a lot of people have come back from when they were in their 20s back into the game.
The Kickstarter was up in February. It got 900% funded, which is great.
We have a different type of community environment. It's a bit more creative. One of the things we've always known in Australia is the creativity is much higher than, say, people are just used to playing in canned games, like games that were run at the con for a reason, specifically by someone else. And so we've actually found that the types of games we run are not very many. So.
Yeah, it definitely seems to me like role-playing games conventions in Australia, or in Sydney particularly, seem to focus more on experience, where the players come in and they get a very takeaway story.
When we more or less on purpose started a gang war.
I think a role-playing convention environment is a place where, as a player or even as a games master, you can just come and refine your skills and expand your vocabulary when it comes to joining in on the imaginary worlds that other people create. If you enjoyed our brief little tour of the convention, then keep an eye out for SitCon, which comes on later in the year, and also ICON again next year. If you're interested in writing your very own game and being on board or signing up or playing, then just get in touch with the team at the Sydney Role-Playing Gamers Association. You can find them through the Sydney Role-Playing Gamers Association Facebook page or online on their website. Thanks, guys. Hopefully we'll see you very soon for another exciting episode of Tabletop Dynasties.